All right, I'm excited. We're actually doing this testimony for a second time because I messed up on the first one. But this is Deacon, we think his number was 3, from Hillsboro, but we're over in Festus today. And Jerry Brown, thank you so much for catching up with me to share your story. And if I remember correctly, you have a little background in a little bit of this that you were touching on. So if you would just briefly kind of touch on that and then share what was going on with you and the results that you got.
Okay. My name is Jerry Brown. I was raised in Southwest Missouri.
A little bit louder so we...
I was raised in Southwest Missouri, just north of Seneca, Missouri. Was not a real good, I went to one-room grade school for 8 years and into high school. Was not a good student, but I was offered a track scholarship and went to Pittsburgh, Kansas on a track scholarship, which changed my life completely. ROTC was required the first 2 years for all males on campus at Pittsburgh State, and so I did that. My track scholarship, I quit after the second year, but ROTC gave me or offered me the same scholarship to do the advanced course, which I did. So I graduated with a biology degree and was commissioned as a lieutenant at my graduation. A little over a year later, I was on the sunny shores of Southeast Asia in Vietnam, and there I was exposed to Agent Orange. When I came back to the States, I went to work for the State Health Department. For 2.5 years, I worked for the University of Missouri in Columbia as the sanitarian on campus doing food service inspections for the 13 cafeterias and 50 fraternities and sororities. Got a master's degree there in public health and food science. Then I came to Jefferson County where I worked for the health department for 13.5 years as the environmental supervisor. And then the county commission passed a solid waste ordinance and asked me to come over and run that, which I did. And we made people clean up their yards of all the junk, trash, old cars, appliances, and all that kind of thing. In the meantime, then I retired 14 years ago. In 2002, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer from Agent Orange.
Wow.
That I got in contact with in Vietnam. The treatments that we chose was radiation treatments. I took 40 radiation treatments and 2 years of estrogen therapy. Dr. Fu promised me at least 10 more years of life if I did the radiation, which kind of surprised me because I didn't realize I had less than 10 years to go. I was healthy, didn't have any problems.
Yeah.
But anyway, 6 out of 12 biopsies were bad, so it was fairly advanced. 5 years later, I began to have trouble with my hip. When they do radiation for prostate cancer, they paint a target on both sides of the hip, on each hip, front and back, and then they radiate that. And I think they got too close to the hip joint on the right side, and I began to have trouble. And that just continued to get worse. We tried exercise, helped some. Then we went to...
they ran you through all the rigors of,
Right. Went to a number of pain medications. They would work for a year or so and then quit. We finally tried cortisone shots. The first one lasted about 10 to 11 weeks, which was fine. The second one lasted about 6 weeks, and the third one lasted about 6 weeks, so we quit that.
Yeah.
In the meantime, then we heard about the stem cell surgery, or stem cell injections. And with my public health background and biology degrees and those kind of things, I was aware of what stem cells are, so we tried it. And the first 2 weeks after the shot, my hip gave me a lot of trouble. And I wondered if I'd made the right decision. About halfway through the third week, it began to straighten out, and I have no trouble walking now. It was to the point that before the shot that I was limping bad enough that it was throwing my back out of line and my other hip out of line. So I was really getting in bad shape. And in the past, several times when we've gone to large meetings where a lot of distance had to be covered, I was in a wheelchair.
Oh my goodness, I did not know that.
I'm getting around fine now.
Spring chicken?
No, not quite there. It's hard to be a spring chicken when you're 78.
Well, you don't act or look your age. So, that's awesome. Anything else in particular? I know that was your key focus.
That was
What'd you
my-
get?
Well, I said it was worth the cost of the shot if I could get my walking back, which
Yeah.
I have some other issues that, we may do another one to
Yeah,
try to sell some.
yeah.
of those
Well, and
away.
you're just a few months into it, also.
3 months.
Yeah, so they're just starting.
After the first
Yeah.
year, we'll see.
Yeah, so awesome. Well, thank you so much for making a special trip over so we could fix my boo-boo I did previously. And God bless you. And keep me posted, okay?
We'll do that.
All right,
We'll do
thank
that. Thank
you.
you.